रंगाउने छौं हाम्रो नेपाललाई महालक्ष्मी पेन्ट्स अब रंगिने छ नेपाल।
स्वास्थ्य र चम्किलो छालाले मात्र भित्रैबाट कोमल र सुन्दरताको अनुभूति दिन्छ। जोय ब्युटिफुल बाइ नेचर।
Bank of the Year 2024 Citizens Bank International Limited, your partner for progress. गोर्खा इको प्यानल, मेरो घर गोर्खा इको प्यानल को भर।
रियल जमघट जहाँ रियल पार्टी प्याक त्यहाँ। मेरो भान्साको विश्वास, मेरो महारानी, महारानी सुप्रिम र मिठास लङ ग्रेन बासमती राइस।
तपाईको संरचनालाई जुनी सुरक्षित राख्ने सिमेन्ट सगरमाथा एउटै छ। फाइबर युक्त ज्ञान चक्की आटा, हामीसँग ज्ञान छ, सबैलाई हुने ज्ञान। Current hot chicken 3x spicy noodles, bold and flavorful.
Proud to be associated with Kantipur News.
Good evening, I'm Samriddhi KC. These are the headlines of the hour. Kasky Probe Committee submits report to the Attorney's Office on cooperative fraud and money laundering case against Rashtriya Swatantra Party Chair Rabi Lamichhane. 37 out of 51 defendants absconded. Recommendation Committee fails to recruit officials for rendering transitional justice. Disagreements among officials obstruct the selection process. Hundreds feared dead on Mayotte after cyclone Shadow. Health services in ruins as rescuers race to reach the survivors. And Nepal women's under-19 team secures its position in the Super 4 of ACC Under-19 Women's Asia Cup, defeating Pakistan by 6 wickets. Welcome back. The Kasky police has submitted a report to District Attorney's Office with the statement that 51 people, including the chair of Rashtriya Swatantra Party Rabi Lamichhane, should be made defendants in the case of misappropriation of Surya Darshan Cooperative's fund of Pokhara. Out of 51 defendants, 37 are absconding. It is reported that 1,514,019,194 Nepali rupees is yet to be recovered from them. The police have explained that the defendants should be prosecuted for crimes related to cooperative front, organized crime and money laundering. The defendants range from the officer and members of the board of directors of cooperative to the directors of the company in which the funds of the cooperative were illegally invested. Among them are former DIG Chabilal Joshi and chief of Baglung's Torpatan municipality Dev Kumar Nepali. Nepali is in custody in Baglung jail pending charges of misappropriating the savings of Image Cooperative in Baglung and Pokhara. Former DIG Joshi was arrested on September 22nd and Rashtriya Swatantra Party Chair Lamichhane was arrested on 18th of October. As the 90-day time limit for investigating the money laundering offence comes to an effect from the date of Joshi's arrest, the court will submit the indictment to the court within 4 days. After studying the report submitted by the police, the Public Prosecutor's Office registers the charge sheet if it is found that the case can be tried in the court. After that, the debate begins behind the closed doors. According to the order, after the detention hearing, the defendants can be released on bail or sent to prison for pre-trial detention. The committee formed by the government has failed to recommend the appointment of officials for Truth and Reconciliation Commission and Commission for Investigation of Enforced Disappeared Persons. The committee had failed to recommend the names due to the lack of consensus among the members. The committee held its last meeting today and informed the government about its inability to fulfill delegated responsibility. The recommendation process could not be completed due to disagreement between Om Prakash Mishra and other officials. It was decided that it would not be appropriate to go to the majority and minority. The spokesperson of the committee, Kham Bahadur Khati, said that since some organizations related to human rights have raised questions about the enlisted candidates, they have decided to ask the government to find and delegate for suitable officials.
अध्यक्षका क्यान्डिडेटहरू थिए, बाँकी सदस्यका क्यान्डिडेटहरू थिए। अब केही त हामीलाई मानव अधिकार फ्रन्टलाइनमा बसेका अर्गनाइजेसनहरूको पनि के थियो भने धेरै राम्रा व्यक्तिहरू सिफारिस कमिटीमा छैनन् संक्षिप्त सूचीमा भन्ने थियो। विगतको चाहिँ दुईटा आयोगका बारेमा पनि अलिकति हामीले मध्यनजर गरेर गहन अध्ययन छलफल र विश्लेषण गऱ्यौँ र व्यक्ति विशेषको हकमा छलफल हुँदाखेरि हाम्रो सिफारिस कमिटीमा एकरूपता आएन, अर्थात् युनिफर्मिटी कायम हुन सक्ने अब एकमतता नभएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि हामीले व्यक्तिहरूलाई सिफारिस गर्न सकेनौँ।
The committee has also supported the government to find more people needed in the commission to bring the peace process to a conclusion. It is said that the main reason for the committee not being able to make a recommendation is non-availability of shares in appointment. A 5-member recommendation committee had shortlisted 39 out of 156 applicants, including 8 for 2 chairs at the first page. The committee had interviewed and reviewed the action plan of the shortlisted officials. However, on the last day of recommendation, the committee could not finalize the officials. Since the recommendation committee is unable to work, the government has to form another committee. Today's meeting of the Finance Committee was adjourned due to the lack of quorum. The meeting required presence of at least 12 members, out of which only 8 members attended the meeting. The rulers of the opposition party criticized the ruling party's absence from the meeting. CPN Maoist leader Ganga Karki had protested for conducting the meeting without fulfilling the criteria of the minimum members. Parliamentarian Santosh Chalicia adjourned the meeting after the protest. The government has started the process of giving loans at subsidized interest rates to about 700 new entrepreneurs from the second week of February. About 1,500 people are going to be selected this week from more than 5,000 applicants for loans to startups. The government has allocated 1 billion of Nepali rupees budget for the startups. The Industrial Business Development Foundation had asked for an application on 11th of August for such loans at 3% interest rate. Last year, the institution that gave a loan of 500,000 to 2.5 million Nepali rupees is trying to give at least 50,000 Nepali rupees this year. Last year, the foundation gave loans of 170 million rupees to 165 people, out of which 95 people have paid the loan and 149 are paying the interest. This year, even though there is no mandatory arrangement to pay loan and the interest, the entrepreneurs have stated returning the money they earned to the government, the foundation said. So far, 6 million Nepali rupees principal have been returned. Although 185 people were selected last year, the money was stopped when 5 people were blacklisted while giving loans. The foundation has informed that 2 people have not received the amount even though they are qualified, and 11 people are in the process of receiving the remaining amount from the last year. Speaker of the House of Representatives Devraj Ghimire stated that the public has developed a distrust towards the parliament. Speaker Ghimire said at a book release program held by the Parliamentary Affairs Journalist Association that the public trust towards the parliament has started to decline as member of parliament are active in other work rather than the parliamentary activities. He said that it is thought providing topic as efforts are being made to weaken the democratic system in recent times.
सांसदहरू निजी काममा बढी लाग्ने अथवा निर्वाचन क्षेत्रको काममा बढी जाने, संसदीय गतिविधिमा कम आउने, समितिहरुमा कोरम नपुग्ने, समितिलाई महत्त्व नदिने, ऐन कानुनहरू बनाउने कुराहरुमा खास गरी ऐन पास गर्ने कुराहरुमा संसदले ध्यान गइरहेको छैन भन्ने बाहिर परिरहेको छ। तर यी कुराहरुको बावजुद पनि हामी भित्र केही समस्याहरू छन्। यहाँले अघि केही चर्चा गरे जस्तो संसदप्रतिको अहिले जनधारणा हिजोभन्दा कमजोर हुँदै गइरहेको छ।
Speaker Gimire said that he has been giving instructions for the speedy finalization of bills related to the implementation of federalism, including social education and federal civil service. In the program, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Narayan Prasad Dahal, said that the parliamentary system has not yet been opened and there needs to be a debate on it. Deputy Speaker Indira Rana expressed her concern that even after 9 years of the Constitution, the federalism implementation law has not been made. It is time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before today's question, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you what is your take on CP and UML's party chair KP Sharma Oli's intention to not have any questions raised against the leadership. 23% voted for option A, desire to be the supreme. 66% voted for option B, a sign of an autocratic leadership, and 11% voted for option C, to maintain the discipline. Here's today's question. Who is responsible for growing public distrust towards the parliament? Option A, the speaker, option B, the parliamentarian and the parties, and option C, the government. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Welcome back. The subcommittee under State Affairs and Good Governance Committee had agreed on the Corruption Prevention Act Amendment Bill that person holding the public office will not be automatically suspended as soon as they are charged with a case. The subcommittee's meeting held today agreed on the bill to amend the system of automatic suspension as soon as the case is filed. Now, if the punishment is not claimed during the filing of the case, if only loss and confiscation of the property is claimed, the National Service employees will not be suspended. In the case of buying property, the seller and the buyer are not subject to the suspension if the buyer is a public servant who has been sued for confiscation of the property. In the Lalita Niwas land case, the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority CIAA made 65 people defendants during the seizure of the land. Now, if a case is filed against an employee for this offence, there will be no suspension. Likewise, the government has already decided to withdraw the statute of limitations in corruption cases. It has been agreed that the authority to look into improper activities will now be given to National Vigilance Center. In the Nepalese year of 2072, during the process of writing constitution, the authority to investigate unfair actions was taken away from the CIAA. The subcommittee has also removed the provision that the Commission for Investigation of Abuse of Authority CIAA can also investigate irregularities and corruption in the private sector. The committee argues that when the authorities are not able to exercise the rights given now, it should not be arranged to see the private sector's ones as well. Around 600,000 to 700,000 Nepali youths migrate for foreign employment every year. However, the youths return to the country falling victims to different long-term diseases. Government lacks interest on the treatment of the migrant workers and fails to provide them health services. 27% of the total kidney dialysis patients and 28.9% of the total kidney transplant patients at Sahid Dharma Bhakta Transplant Center in Bhaktapur are migrant workers. Most of the migrant workers fall victims to the kidney-related ailment due to working under high temperatures, having bottled drinks instead of water. They work in extreme temperatures of the Gulf countries for more than 12 hours. Likewise, they sleep in air-conditioned room during the night while work under sun. The sudden change in the temperature is the leading factor to affect their lifestyle and failure of several body organs. Although government lacks unified data, it is reported that the migrant workers fall victims to different communicable and mental illnesses. The workers often submit fake medical reports while opting for foreign employment and return back with severe problem when their health deteriorates. Inability to utilize insurance services by the workers bring greater problems, and language barrier, homesickness are other common causes of the mental illness. Although Ministry of Labour is aware of the health problems migrant workers are facing, no concrete initiatives have been taken to solve the problems. The migrant workers face larger troubles due to government's negligence. Hundreds of people return back home in coffins on daily basis. It is yet to find out if government implements the suggestions given by task force to improve the health of the workers. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked in several provinces what health precautions should be taken by the migrant workers. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
मधुमेह ब्लड प्रेसरहरु यिनीहरुको पनि राम्रोसँग चेक गरेर
पहिला आफ्नो स्वास्थ्य बीमा गर्ने
मेडिकल गर्दाखेरि आफ्नो विभिन्न किसिमका रोगहरु हुन्छन् यसलाई लुकाउनु हुँदैन
विदेश जाने दाजुभाइहरुले चाहिँ ठूला कारखानामा काम गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ सेफ्टी वेयर्सहरु युज गर्नुपर्छ जस्तै कि सेफ्टी हेलमेट भयो जस्तै कि सेफ्टी शूजहरु भयो
सासको दुनियादारी सबै आँखा साखा दुनियादारी सबै हेरेर लिएर जानु पर्छ
खानापिनामा र एक्सरसाइज देखि लिएर गएर सबै कुरामा ध्यान दिनुपर्छ
जहाँ पायो त्यही बीमा नगरिकन यो सुरक्षा स्वास्थ्य बीमा खुलेको छ त्यसमा गराएर जाँदा आफ्नो स्वास्थ्य पनि सुरक्षित हुन्थ्यो
नेपालमा चेक गराएपछि त्यहाँ अप्ठ्यारो हुँदैन यहाँबाट औषधि लिएर गएपछि सजिलो हुन्छ विदेशमा त्यो औषधि नेपालको औषधि पाउँदैन
आफू स्वस्थ छु निरोगी छु र वहाँ गइसकेपछि काम गर्न सक्छु जस्तो लाग्छ भने मात्र जानुपर्छ
जानुभन्दा अगाडि आफ्नो पूर्ण स्वास्थ्य पहिचान तथा स्वास्थ्य जाँच गरेर जाँदा उत्तम हुन्छ
समयमा खाने उचित भोजन गर्ने आरामको बन्दोबस्त मिलाउने र कामको सावधानीका लागि आफू अनुकूलको काममा मात्रै संलग्न हुने कुरामा ध्यान दिन सक्नुपर्छ
It is time for international update. Emergency workers raised on Monday to find survivors and restore services to the French overseas territory of Mayotte, where hundreds or even thousands are feared dead from the worst cyclone to hit the Indian Ocean islands in nearly a century. Parts of the islands, which were struck by cyclone shadow over the weekend with winds of more than 200 kph, remained inaccessible to rescue workers on Monday. French President Emmanuel Macron was due to hold an emergency meeting about Mayotte at 6 p.m. local time. The storm was the strongest to strike Mayotte in more than 90 years. It has a population of about 321,000 and is made up of two main islands over an area about twice the size of Washington, D.C. With water supplies cut, residents queued outside grocery stores on Monday in search of bottled water and basic provisions. The full extent of casualties and damage in Mayotte, which lies between Mozambique and Madagascar, remained unclear. The prefect of Mayotte, Francois Xavier Bilville, said the weekend that the deaths would definitely be in the hundreds and possible several thousands. Images from Mayotte showed boats upended, cars buried under rubble, and people cowering under tables when the cyclone hit. Located nearly 8,000 kilometers from Paris, Mayotte is a major destination for undocumented immigrants from nearby Comoros. It is significantly poorer than the rest of the France. 3 in 4 people live below France's national poverty rate. According to the Financial Times report, the regime of the ousted Syrian President Bashar al-Assad airlifted around $250 million in cash to Moscow. The transactions were carried out in a 2-year period, 2018 and 2019, and included nearly 2 tons of $100 bills and currency notes of 500 euro. These banknotes were flown to Moscow's Runkovo airport and deposited in sanctioned Russian banks. The report also said that Assad's relatives were secretly buying assets in Russia during the same time period. Financial transactions said these transactions show the extent Assad's regime went to bypass Western sanctions that pushed it out of the financial system. Assad fled Syria on December 8 following an 11-day rebel offensive led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham HTS after years of civil war sparked by his violent crackdown on anti-government protests in 2011. He is now in Russia. The war has killed upwards of 500,000 people and displaced more than half of the country's population. Assad has faced criticism from several opposition figures who accuse his regime of looting Syria's wealth and turning to criminal activity to finance the war. Russia has supported Assad's regime for years, but the relationship deepened when Russian companies became involved in Syria's phosphate supply chain. And between March 18 and September 2019, huge cash transfers took place between the two countries, something that was unprecedented till then. The outlet said, quoting US officials, that Assad and his aides will also made money from international drug trafficking and fuel smuggling.
Sports news.
Welcome back. Nepal's women under-19 team secured its position in the Super 4 of ACC Under-19 Women's Asia Cup with 1 game to spare. In the ongoing tournament being held in Malaysia, Nepalese under-19 team defeated Pakistan's under-19 by 6 wickets. Pakistan, who chose to bat first after winning the toss, managed to post a total of 104 runs, losing 5 wickets. Komal Khan scored the highest, 38 runs for Pakistan. Nepal's captain took 2 wickets for the team, while Riya Sharma and Simona Casey took 1 wicket each. Nepal chased the target in 19 overs, losing only 4 wickets. Captain Pooja scored the highest, 47 runs for Nepal. Pakistan's Fatima Khan and Kruatolan took 1 wicket each. With today's toss, Pakistan is eliminated from the tournament, facing 2 losses. Pakistan was defeated by India in its first game. Nepal and India are set to clash tomorrow. That is all for the moment. Up next is news in Nepali. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.